We have a voicemail number. That number is 219-2-DAVID-P. There's a really great question brought up in today's voicemail. Take a listen to this.
Hello, David. I was watching your show today or listening to your show, and there was that interview with the guns rights activist and Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I was just wondering, because she started talking about socialists, why does everyone think that socialists are anti-gun when, Marx and Lenin and Mao all wrote, were explicitly pro-gun? Do they just, I know they're operating bad faith, but do they just fundamentally not have any idea, I guess, what socialism is? Or, I don't know.
Yeah, this is a really excellent question. There is this reflexive inclusion whenever people talk about socialists wrongly. And again, there's almost no socialists in positions of power in the United States. It's a complete and total farce. But you will often hear about the socialists who want to disarm you. That is a completely non-based in history claim. And there are lots of examples of this. If you look back at an 1850 speech written by Karl Marx and Engels, they say, under no pretext should arms and ammunition be surrendered. Any attempt to disarm the workers must be frustrated by force if necessary. There are many socialist theorists who supported armed workers in part of their support of the proletariat maintaining power, recognizing that maybe the gun would be a useful way for them to gain power over the capitalists. Under Mao, villages, factories, all sorts of different units, discrete units, were expected and encouraged to have armed militias that were self-organized and they had weapons. Under Lenin wrote on disarmament, where Lenin said, an oppressed class which does not strive to learn to use arms, to acquire arms, only deserves to be treated like slaves. Lenin's perspective, as I understand it, is having weapons prevents you from being treated like a slave by the capitalist, by the employer, by the owners of the means of production. So not only do they not, yes, if you're wondering, does the right understand X? The answer is probably not. And not only do they misunderstand what socialism is and who is a socialist, they very casually and wrongly talk about anti-gun socialists when historically there is much pro-gun sentiment among some of the most important and notable socialist Marxist figures in history. But I don't think they care. I don't think watching this clip is going to change their minds. They'll just keep repeating the same stuff. On the bonus show today, we will talk about Jeff Bezos planning to step down as Amazon's CEO. We will talk about the Capitol rioters quickly selling each other out to try to lower their own possible prison sentences. And we will talk about Oregon decriminalizing possession of drugs. Huge step in Oregon. We will talk about the implications. Oregon, as someone I know says it, but I say Oregon. All of those stories and more on today's bonus show. Sign up at joinpakman.com to get instant access.